Hello again. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sandra. The question that I pose today is, what if one conversation could save a life? What if one conversation could inspire someone to dream or to fulfill a dream? What if one conversation could heal a broken relationship? Changing the world doesn't require a lot of money, fame, power. The most powerful force in the world can be one simple conversation or one simple choice that you make. I've often heard the term, and I actually try to practice it a lot in my life, of take the high road, rise above the situation. Now, to rise above a situation doesn't mean that you put up with someone who's not treating you well, who's not treating you with respect. You definitely step away and get to a place where you're treated with respect, you're honored for who you are. But even from a distance, we can rise above a situation. We can choose to bless the person, bless the situation. I know it sounds very simplistic, but something as simple as just sending even a silent "may you be blessed" can be very powerful. There's a couple of stories that I want to talk about how something very simple can change someone's life in their future. The first story is about a little boy, 3-year-old boy by the name of Bridger. And his parents went out one day and they asked his mom's aunt to watch him, to babysit for him. And they went out, Bridger and his great aunt went out. And when they were coming back out in the vehicle, in the car, and when they were coming back from their errands or whatever they were doing, his aunt had slipped on the step going into the house. And when she fell, she hit her head on the concrete. And she did injure herself pretty badly. She was conscious. She asked Bridger to yell for the neighbors, or any neighbor, just yell, "Hey, neighbor." And he did. He yelled, "Hey, neighbor," with his little voice, but no neighbor could hear him. And she said to him, "You're going to have to get my cell phone in my car in the driveway." Now, it's no big deal. He's a little boy. He can go get that. Well, it was nighttime at this point, and there weren't many lights in the driveway leading to the aunt's car. So he had to walk in the driveway to get to the car, but he had to walk through very, very dark spot with no lights at all. And he did go. I don't know if you heard that thunder, but I guess this is a powerful story. He did go, and he got the phone out of the car. Now, very simple. Well, his mom, when they came back, they did get help for the aunt, and she went to the hospital, and she's fine. But when his parents came home, they told him, of course, the story of what happened. And his mom was looking over. They have footage. They have a garage, and they had cameras on the garage, surveillance footage. And so she's looking at the footage. And the camera also has sound. It's not just silent, it has sound. The thing that was so powerful was little Bridger, this 3-year-old little boy, who was really scared. He even said when the interviewer asked him, were you a little scared to have to go into the dark to get to the car? And he said, I was a lot of scared, he said. So he kept repeating to himself over and over. He wrapped a little blanket around himself and he repeated to himself over and over, don't be afraid, don't be afraid, don't be afraid. And he said that the whole way around the front of the vehicle until he got to the driver's door, opened the door, and he had never opened a car door in his life before. He opened the door. Light, of course, goes on inside the vehicle. And he steps up on the step to get the phone, and you hear him say, I did it, when he got the phone. Now, the story continues. It doesn't even end there. So the interviewer was interviewing his mom, and his mom said, because my son taught me, he showed me, he pushed through the darkness, he pushed through his fear by saying, don't be afraid, don't be afraid, don't be afraid. She has now decided to go to school and get her license to teach special ed. She said she learned from her 3-year-old son that you can push through your fears, you can go into the darkness, you can go into the unknown, and you can face your fears and do something that you've always wanted to do. Simple little conversation, simple little choice to say, don't be afraid, don't be afraid. But his mom learned from it. Now, the second story that I have is about a woman named Mary. And her son, when he was 20 years old, was at a party. And unfortunately, I don't know exactly what happened, but tempers flared. And the 16-year-old boy by the name of O'Shea decided to take out a weapon that he had, and he killed Mary's son for no reason, just over an argument. Mary said, obviously, when that happened, she was very angry. This kid took my son's life, didn't even know my son, took my son's life, her only child. And she found over time that the anger was just eating her alive. She said that she was just angry at life. She was angry with family members. She was angry with everyone she met. And she realized that over time, this anger was literally eating her from the inside out. She made the choice to go and see in jail, in prison, the O'Shea, the boy who shot her son, got 25 and a half years in prison for doing what he did that night. She decided that she wanted to forgive him. She said, this anger is eating me alive. I'm just mad at the world. My life is horrible. I don't want to be like this anymore. So she set up a meeting where she could meet O'Shea, the boy who took her son's life. She went with a friend and they met face to face. And she said to him, I don't know you, you don't know me, but all I know is that I need to forgive you for what you did to my son. We talked for a little while, and she said that after she had made that choice and had said those words to him and they were communicating, she said it was the weirdest sensation that she felt this energy rising up from her feet all the way up through her body to her heart. And when it reached her heart, she felt this huge load just leave her body. Just a huge release. And as she was getting ready to go, O'Shea asked if he could hug her, and she said yes, and they hugged. Now, the story doesn't end there. It continues in that they did keep in touch. She did continue to visit him while he was in prison. And he was released from prison early after 17 years of serving his sentence. And when he was released from prison, he and Mary stayed in touch, visited with one another. And after a short amount of time after he was released, the apartment literally next door to her became available. And Mary arranged for O'Shea to move in next door to her. She not only just forgave him, but they grew to really love and care for each other and to become friends. He has said, this original story was back from 15 years ago. So back when I first saw the first story, it's in 3 parts, and I will link these videos that I'm talking about in the description below so you can see the videos firsthand and hear from the people firsthand. He said it's taken a long time and he's still working through it, forgiving himself for what he did. But he says that Mary's forgiveness is helping him to forgive himself. It's taking time, but it's helping him to get that place with himself. So over the years, they've still remained close. When Mary remarried, he walked her down the aisle. O'Shea walked her down the aisle. And then the most recent update was last year when Mary had passed away, and O'Shea was one of the pallbearers at her funeral. He, over the years, he got a job, was working during the day, went to college at night, and was speaking at churches and at prisons and talking about the power of forgiveness. Mary once said that if she didn't forgive O'Shea, it was going to eat her inside out like a cancer. And she said that her forgiving O'Shea wasn't so much for him, it was for her. But that choice she made to heal herself helped to heal someone else. And O'Shea finally was seen and heard, and just being forgiven changed his life. And that's my feeling in this world, is that I really feel the basis of a lot of the violence that we see. Of course, it can be carried down from generations, but people just want to be seen, they want to be heard, they want to be understood. And ultimately, we need to learn to be that source for ourselves. We need to get to the point or to the place in our lives where we hear ourselves, we see ourselves, we honor who we are, even if it's just putting your hand on your heart and saying, I honor you, or even just doing that. If the words are hard to say right now, just be there for you. You can learn to be your own best friend so that we're not looking for the world to see us or hear us. And what's interesting is once you become that for yourself, once you become your own best friend and you become your own advocate, you become the person that sees and hears yourself, then the people around you start to see and hear you too. So maybe you'll be inspired to call a parent, to thank a teacher. And the teacher doesn't have to be one you've had at school. It can be a mentor. that's helped you. Maybe someone just in your life has wisdom that they've shared with you. Maybe you can just encourage a coworker. Let them know they're doing a good job. Or it can be as simple as just smiling, walking into a store, walking down the street, just to give someone a smile. When you give them a smile, that alone lets someone know, I see you. I see you. There's a couple of quotes before I end that I'd like to share, and I'm going to read them verbatim. The first one is from a contributor to Substack who goes by the name of Little Reminder. And this is the quote from Little Reminder. The kindness you give out doesn't disappear. Even if it feels unnoticed or unreturned, your softness makes the world a little lighter. You never know who needed your gentle words. Keep showing up with love. You're planting seeds that will bloom in ways that you may never fully see. And one other small quote from Jay Soto on Substack. Be kind even when no one returns it. Your character should not depend on their character. And I've quoted this spiritual teacher before, Wayne Dyer, who said, when you have a choice to be kind or to be right, always choose kind. And even if you don't believe that a little act of kindness or a little smile or offering to help someone if they look like they're stressed out and they need some assistance, even if you don't think that that's going to be any big deal, try it and see. And even if you don't think, oh, it's not going to change the world, we'll see what it does for you in your life. How much better you feel. How much more maybe connected you feel. I hope that what I offered today gave a little inspiration or a little wisdom that maybe you can move forward with in your life. You can always say to a person, even silently, or a situation, something on the news, something you see from a distance. You see some hardship going on, or someone's having an argument on the street corner or whatnot. Even if you just say silently to yourself, may you be blessed, that alone can transform the world. One little small step, one little small conversation at a time. Thank you for stopping by. If what I had to offer today helped you, I'm glad. If you may consider giving a thumbs up, maybe subscribing. And if you don't want to, that's fine too. I'm glad you stopped by, and I hope that what I had to offer today helped in some way. Thank you, and may you be blessed.